All right, here we go. Salute to NBA Nation on this Wednesday afternoon. Another edition of the NBA Report, man. CP of Franchise, Alex Rataros on the ones and twos. On today's episode, track and field star Noah Lyles set the NBA on fire by calling out NBA champions and saying, "You are not the real world champions. We are." And that has set off fiery debates across sports from people from every sport. And so we're going to tap in on this one. Let's get into it. Let's get our reactions to this one, man. Hit that like button, hit that share button, and subscribe to the channel. The number one NBA podcast for the fans, by the fans. The NBA Report. Al, how you feeling, man?
I'm good, man. At this point, it's the final countdown, as you always tell me behind the scenes. So just waiting until my son is born. That's all I'm doing on this side. How are you doing, though? How are you feeling today?
Yeah, doing good, man. Doing good. You know, I've been getting into this FIBA World Cup. I'm looking forward to the next round with Team USA, Team Canada, a lot of strong teams, Spain, Lithuania. Looking forward to seeing how things go there. So, not such a boring off season. And before you know it, the regular season will be here. So looking forward to it, man. But let's get into this situation with Noah Lyles, okay? Noah Lyles, for those of you that don't know, recently won the World Championships in track and field in Budapest in the 100-meter dash and the 200-meter dash. He is, right now, pound for pound, the best sprinter in the world. So, as he was on the podium celebrating in his victories and basking in his glory, he took a shot at the NBA, man. Let's hear the comments from young Noah Lyles, and let's react to it. Here it is. Here's Noah Lyles. Here we go.
World champion of what? The United States? You know, the thing that hurts me the most is that I have to watch the NBA Finals and they have world champion on their head. World champion of what? The United States? Don't get me wrong. I love the U.S. at times. But that ain't the world. That is not the world. We are the world. We have almost every country out here fighting, thriving, putting on their flag to show that they are represented. There ain't no flags in the NBA.
What do you think, man? Is he correct? Now, before we get to that, as I said, league-wide reactions, I mean, they collectively dunked on this young man. From KD to Udonis Haslem, Draymond Green, when being smart goes wrong. Kevin Durant, somebody help this brother. Kendrick Perkins, put his brain in a bird, and the bird will start flying backwards. PJ Tucker, can't make this ish up. Austin Rivers, simply put, best players in the world play in the league, so winning an NBA championship qualifies as world champs. I don't know what's more cringe, his comment or his voice and delivery. Yeah, people were going in because he didn't put any bass in his voice. But go ahead. What do you think, man? Does he have a point here or not?
No, he doesn't have a point. I mean,
talk about it.
Look, Austin Rivers said it. The best players in the world play in the NBA. I think anyone internationally would tell you that their goal, if they're a professional basketball player, is to play in the NBA. It is the most selective, most difficult league to go compete in, right? Let's look at some of the world champs that we've had recently. Nikola Jokic, where is he from? Not the U.S.
Yeah.
Where's Giannis Antetokounmpo from?
Yeah.
Not the U.S. Where are our top three consistent MVPs from? Not the U.S.
Yep.
So how is it when you have an international sport at this point played on the largest stage in the United States, where we're constantly seeing people from other countries represent their countries in one of the biggest leagues? How is it not world champ? It doesn't make any sense to say it's not a world champion. When Giannis wins, it's like he's representing Greece. He goes back, guess what? Greece has a greater chance when he goes plays. Why? Because he's one of the best players in the world playing on one of the largest stages. You talk about Nikola Jokic, same thing. You talk about Luka Doncic, same thing. Where is he from? He's not from the United States either, is he? So to hear this, not world champions, that's nonsense. Congratulations to him, though. All right. He just surpassed Michael Johnson and Calvin Smith in getting his third gold medal in the 200-meter dash.
Yeah.
But come on, man. NBA world champs, no debate, not even a question.
It's funny, man. Well, first I'll say this. And if you go back, people want to point out Greg Popovich said the same thing. It doesn't make sense for an NBA team to call themselves world champions. I don't remember anybody playing anybody outside our borders to get that tag. Isn't that true? So that was Greg Popovich 13 years ago, and that was
13
Pop's,
years ago.
Yeah, that was Pop's. That was Pop's comment there, right? Now, here's the thing. Couple things here. For one, we got to understand who Noah Lyles is. Noah Lyles, yes, he's a rising star in the track and field game, but he's a guy who wants to bring attention to the sport. He wants to continue to raise awareness of track and field and bring the spotlight back. After Usain Bolt left, our guy, big up Jamaica, after Usain Bolt left, the personality of track and field left. It's dry. It's boring. There's no stars. There's no personality. So this is where Noah Lyles and Sha'Carri Richardson come in as being polarizing figures, as being people who want to elevate their brand and elevate the sport. So I think Noah Lyles said this intentionally to bring attention to himself. Now, unfortunately, a large part of the masses know him now for his controversy than being the fastest man on the world right now. But that's neither here nor there. I think where a lot of people are getting this wrong is that they're taking the term world champion too literal. It is a marketing term. When football calls it world champions, when the NBA calls it world champions, when World Series in baseball, it is to categorize the magnitude of the event. It is our world, the NBA world. Yes, it's the best talent in the world. Yes, MLB is the best talent in the world for the most part. NFL, best talent in the world. But this is our world. In our sport, you are the king. And it just adds to the grandeur of the sport. That is where the word World Series was coined. Back in 1903, it was the AL versus the NL, but they used the word world to emphasize the magnitude of the event. So I think a lot of people are taking it too literal in terms of saying, well, it's not, you're not playing world competition. Yes, but in terms of the other leagues in the world, the NBA is king, right? The NBA is king. And yes, you're absolutely right. You look at the MVP, it's Embiid, Cameroon, Jokic, the world champion on top of the sport from Serbia. You have Luka Doncic killing it. You have the Greek freak representing Greece and Nigeria. I mean, the international star, we've talked about this on many shows, the international star has taken over the NBA. And then also, if you look at it, if you want to go to the Olympics, the World Cup, yes, USA has had some falling back a little bit, but for the most part, they're medaling, they're getting gold medals, and they're proving that at the NBA level, they are the best in the world. So that's my take on it.
CP, ever since the Dream Team where they brought the pros back until now, there was only 1 year that I remember for the Olympics. When it comes to the Olympics, right? 2004. Right? They finished bronze. Then you get the Redeem Team, and now they constantly go back to winning gold medal.
Yeah.
The competition it's tough, man. It's gotten a lot better. Let's not poo-poo what it's happening internationally, okay? And we see that once again. We just go to the NBA. You see that. I think if Lyles wanted to have that conversation with like the NFL, he legitimately had a better chance of probably landing that punch if he said, "Where's the world champions?" Because you look at amongst all the leagues, I don't see the NFL as diverse just from an international standpoint as the NBA, as MLB, as NHL. Like those leagues are truly international. Like you look at all those players, it's such a diverse pool that you got. If you're going to attack any league, could have been the NFL. I think that's where you had the legitimate chance. If you want to play this game, like, let's just play devil's advocate for a second. Let's just say we understand where he's coming from, and it goes to your point where it's like, why don't we just stop the marketing then of saying world champion? Because unlike track, you're not necessarily facing off somebody. It's not like USA is constantly facing Serbia or Greece, right? We have to wait to the World Cup. And if that's the case, like track, where you're not facing somebody, like, doesn't matter what event it is, it's most likely you're going to get some international competition. Is there any reason that he would actually have weight to say, stop the marketing. Let's just call it, you're a champion. You're the NBA champions. You're the NFL champions. You're the MLB champions, instead of going to the world. I guess if you want to be that politically correct, you could. But to me, like, I don't see the point of it. To your point, what you already stated, it's like marketing, the world magnitude. Like, if I hear NBA champion, it doesn't really carry that much weight as world champion.
It's world champion. This is why they have it on the banners. It's why they have it on the t-shirts, on the hats. That's what you want to be a part of. We are the kings of our world. That's all it means. I think all these leagues know that they're not playing other teams from around the world. Obviously not. But within our sport, within our sphere, our dome, our world, these are the kings. And when you reach this Super Bowl, everybody's watching. Millions of people are watching. You're watching the NBA Finals when it's a good matchup. It's LeBron and Steph and whoever it is. You know, those are the people that are watching. In the World Series, people, whoever cares at this point, and baseball's boring. But, you know, those fans are
as
watching.
Yankee fans.
Oh, man. As Yankee fans. You know, those people are watching. So it's an interesting debate. I think it's from a person who's, again, trying to establish his brand and as well as the popularity of the sport. They're trying to bring track back. You have the Olympics in Paris coming up in 2024. They want to set the stage. Sha'Carri, Noah Lyles against Jamaica, the sprinters, the same thing. Like, they're trying to put themselves on the map. And so that's why I think it was a calculated comment for him to make. Because if not, it would be completely random, and I don't think it was a random attempt.
Well, let's go. Okay, so let's go with this through the marketing standpoint for him, though. Like, he made these comments. Why am I now tuning into him in the Olympics just to, like, for me, like, I used to run track back in high school, right? I love track, got back into running, like I told you. Love the sport. I would tune in just because I've done it before. But with his comments, like, there's nothing to me that's saying, oh, let me go tune in to make sure Noah Lyles isn't going to win because I want to just dunk on him on Twitter. Like, that's not really gravitating towards like any interest in what he's doing.
Yeah.
I will say this though, because he does like, well, just I don't know if you know this, CP. Before every start to his race, he does the spirit bomb, which for DBZ fans, you know, it's gathering all the energy, all your strength to go compete and go fight. He does that, and like he puts on a show every time before he starts and after he finishes a race, especially if he does well. That enough, I think, in showmanship, like Usain Bolt, right? That's what we need to see out of him more instead of just comments like this. That's what everyone wants to see. And I think in track, as you noted, if you bring out the showmanship, like what LeBron does, what Steph does, right? It's like, ooh, I want to be like that guy, right? Talent's there, but the showmanship is there, right?
Yeah.
It's like when you go to a good concert, right?
Yeah.
You could have hits on top of hits on top of hits. But if you don't have that showmanship, what's the point of me going to a concert where I can just throw your album on in the car?
Very true.
Right?
It's very true.
So for him, think about how you could be a little bit more entertaining on the track before and after your races. The whole this is not like, it just sounds like you're an old man just saying, get off my lawn at this point. Just relax.
True story, man. True story. A great point, man. And salute to everybody in the chat. Let us know what you guys think, man. Leave us a comment in the chat below. This was a quick rapid-fire edition of the NBA Report, man. We're going to take a break for the holiday weekend and then come back and get you guys ready for the NBA season, man. We're going to have season previews for league-wide with a number of insiders and great guests, man. So make sure you guys tap in. Go back into the catalog. We've already had a crazy roster of guests from David Aldridge, the Rhyme Animal Chuck D, Jamal Crawford, Kevin O'Connor, Amin El Hassan. We've had a number of great guests on this show, man. So make sure you guys tap in to the content. Rob Perez. Make sure you guys tap into the content, and we'll see you guys. Mike Vorkanoff. There you go. So make sure you guys tap in to the content, and Scalabrini, Frank Isola. So tap into the catalog, and we will see you guys after the holiday weekend. Everybody be safe. Enjoy it. Remember, these shows are also available in audio podcast format. We'll see you after the break, man. Take care. NBA Report, we out of here. Peace.